Hey there, speculators. Welcome back to the Futures Fanatic channel. Well, last week I had the privilege to speak to Julieta, who is the founder, and I guess we'd call her the lead executive, at a small one-year-old prop firm called Taurus Arena that I've actually been working with personally since their inception, again, about a year ago. Julieta lives in Uruguay, and we spoke about what else, mostly how she's positioning her company in this very crowded futures prop trading space, as we know. So we all know, if you're part of my audience, you probably know Top Step and Take Profit Trader and Bullinox, and now some of the ones like Lucid and My Funded Futures, and it goes on and on and on, right? But one of the plays with some of these smaller firms, and while I continue to talk to these founders and find how they're navigating and positioning themselves within the marketplace, I think it's twofold here. You have an opportunity to potentially have a diversification play, right? Be a big fish in a very small pond, or however you want to look at it. And also a diversification in terms of technology and platforms a little bit. So most of the big folks are going with Ninja, TradingView, Tradeovate, great platforms. You can stitch things together. Taurus is using DXFeed and Volumetrica, as we discussed in the presentation. So I know a lot of people are very hesitant to learn a new platform. Volumetrica actually has a web-based and desktop platform called Deep Charts, which we get into in the discussion. And we just ran a contest with Taurus Arena, and I had about 75 traders in my group sign up. Many were concerned about, oh, I don't want to learn a new platform. And everyone picked up to it very, very quickly. So again, if you want to have some diversification away from all the standard platforms, try something new and new. It's web-based. It runs right in their dashboard. So pretty cool. Taurus also has this trader assessment that you get. It's a nice detailed report of all of your trading anytime you do an evaluation. Their subscriptions are only 1 month long, but don't worry, if you like to go slow like we talk about here on the Futures Fanatic channel, you can choose to renew your subscription if you want, keep the same evaluation alive, or if you don't want to do that, then it just falls off. There's nothing to cancel. So I think that's a nice middle ground there. I would really encourage you to leave a comment and potentially a question, because I've asked Julieta to go into this video after I post it and answer some questions, so you can speak directly with her there. You can even do them in Spanish if you want, and you'll see that's her native language, living in Uruguay. And then finally, check the description down below for all the timestamps, or as YouTube calls them, chapters, so you can jump to any part of the conversation you're most interested in. And then finally, there will be a pinned comment, as well as in the description, with whatever the great launch promotion that we did in conjunction with this video, so you want to check that out there as well. All right, that's it for this introduction. Enjoy the conversation. Thanks. Julieta, welcome to the Futures Fanatic channels. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes. So as I will say in the introduction, we'll talk a little bit about you and your firm today. I'm excited to always talk to CEOs and founders of prop firms, especially smaller ones. So really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. I love to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. It's a
Yes.
good way to meet new people from your community.
Yes. So for people that are just first hearing about Taurus Arena, maybe you could give us a quick origin story, how you got into the prop space. I know you were a trader yourself, and you could just tell us a little bit about how this all got started. I know that you are also a little hesitant to speak in English. Your English is great.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So you can tell
Thank
people
you very
a little bit about yourself and how you got started, how you started Taurus.
Okay. Well, first of all, I speak Spanish, so I will do my best with the English. I live in Uruguay, and I had the opportunity to meet the owner of Volumetrica. He was the one who introduced me with investors. They were customers of Volumetrica, so I had experience from the trader side. And they want to create a new business, and they want it to be different, more focused on the benefit of the trader and a model that can last in the time, not just based on evaluations, but going forward to real market. So that's the story short. It was just from Volumetrica, meeting the right people, having a little bit luck, and I had this great opportunity to be part of Taurus.
That's great. We always like when you're partnering with Italians too. So people are not familiar, Volumetrica is the maker of Deep Charts, and Deep Charts has become a very popular, powerful, but also easy to use web platform, which is what, that's your primary platform right now, right, Julieta?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So you had mentioned that you're living in Uruguay, but the company is registered like in Cyprus, and you're in this sort of global future space. So that's how does your day-to-day business work given this geographic spread? And do you see any advantages to sort of how you're structured, or are you specifically going after the Latin American, South American market, or tell us a little bit about how that all works.
That is great because we have people working in Cyprus and also in Costa Rica and in Uruguay. So we have different times. As example, we can cover the 24 hours, almost 24 hours a day, because of this difference we have in different countries. And we have started, with Europe. It was our main first zone, and Latin America too, because we have also people working in Costa Rica, and now we are focusing on, international markets like USA. We would love to have great news about people from USA. We have started like 1 month and a half ago, and for the rest, we are just trying to grow the company in
Mm-hmm.
all the countries.
Great. So back to a little bit just about your background. You got into it by virtue of also meeting someone who's has a prominent platform. But a lot of the time when I have these conversations, they're generally with like finance bros or other guy traders and things. So maybe you could, obviously you're not a finance bro, maybe a
No.
brobet or something like that. I don't know how you, como se dice en español, but maybe you could tell us a little bit prior to trading about your professional background and how that's helped shape what you're doing with the company in a very, very, very crowded space.
Yeah, I started like 7 or 8 years ago trading myself. I started the journey just learning, making a course, another one, studying everywhere. I was very interesting, very focused on learning this. I was also working and learning. I was every 24 hours a day with this in mind. And I started with real capital at that time because it was not that popular to working with prop firms. Of course, I lost it all to begin with. And after that, I learned my lesson and started working with prop firms. And that was the beginning. There is where I was I got very good discipline. I could trade, every day, do the same, do the same, do the same. So I got contact with good people, people that works in this business, and
Mm-hmm.
there it how it went. This is the beginning, and now it's many years ago. I have always been interested about this world. It's just about just trading, but also the business. I like it. I like to think as a business part. I did this before being in the company. I just did it for myself, just because I like it to learn a little bit more, and that was the beginning. Just interest, just being focused and a little bit obsessed with this.
Did you start
So
as a futures trader or were you trading other
always,
assets?
no, just futures,
Always
always
futures.
futures.
Okay.
Yes, from the
Okay.
beginning. hmm
And
I
what
traded with ticks at the beginning, long time ago.
uh-huh. And what
hmm
what products or what instruments did you like to trade? Stock indices or gold or commodity? As what were you trading?
Nasdaq, that
Oh
was
no.
my favorite.
Nasdaq, like everybody, the Nasdaq.
Funniest
Everybody.
one. But I started with yes. I started with yes.
Okay.
That it
Yeah.
was more comfortable and more easy to trade, and that
Right.
was my beginning. Yeah. Then
And
I changed.
this was before micros, right? For the most part, so you were trading the mini contracts, right?
Yes.
That's a tough way
Yes.
to learn, as I often talk
Yes.
about. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
All right.
But that was the beginning. The story has many. It was very that here from Uruguay I met someone that was really involved in this world, and that's it. I just got lucky,
Mm-hmm.
and I was ready to do it because I also, as I told you, I did a lot of work that now I do for the company, but I did it just for me, just to know. So
Mm-hmm.
when I started with the company, I knew many things already, and it was just because I was, searching for information and also knowing about all companies, and it was just like a hobby for me.
I love it.
Mm.
Well, and now you're in the deep end of the pool because I know you and I
Yeah.
have. We'll talk about in a little while. We have. Uh, we did a contest together, which went really really well. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But I'm here in Las Vegas on the West Coast, and I think you're 4 hours ahead, maybe 4 or 5 hours ahead in Uruguay. I think
Yeah.
four. And
Oh.
I'm at my desk at 10 o'clock at night, and you're responding to things on WhatsApp. So congratulations
Yeah.
on being an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But I have always been like this. Also
okay.
before, also when I didn't work of this, I it was my hobby. I just like it.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
that was my luck, because now I'm here. I'm working of something I love to do.
Yeah.
I'm happy to meet people, very smart people. I'm surrounded of very very interesting people. So this is what I like. I'm gonna say here,
Mhm. Okay, so
Yeah.
now for I'll have my own answer to this, and I might talk a little bit about it during the intro because I really do like having these conversations with some of the smaller, lesser known firms. There's risk in everything, and there has been some smaller firms that I've talked to that haven't made it. So I think that that's something that we'll probably need to touch on a little bit today. I mean, there's no guarantees in life, but you're running your business very conservatively in a lot of factors. But given how crowded it is, and you knew this even before you started, I mean, there's 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 huge name brand people in the
Yeah.
space now, Apex
Mhm.
and Top Step and Tradeify and all these others. Um, why would you say someone should take a look at Taurus Arena? And then we can maybe talk a little bit about how you're trying to define yourself against all those other larger competitors.
Okay, I think there is a space for many companies. It
Hmm.
doesn't has to be. I'm not afraid of that. There is bigger companies, or um, I don't want people to think that we are small and that is like we are not something secure. I don't want people to think that way. We are newer, and that's true. Of course, we this month we are 1 year old, but we are very very steady. We have been doing step by step. We have started in Europe for a reason, and the reason was that is big enough to grow, but it's not overwhelming. You can continue correcting if there is something that is not good. You can correct. You have enough space because the amount of people is not huge as in USA. So that was the beginning, and that was the first step to grow, but not too much, so we can control if there is something that it doesn't go completely right. So everything we do is based on that, in doing things more steady as possible. Also, if we know that everything can go wrong, but if you go slow, it's like when you are trading and you have a good risk management, it's almost impossible to burn your account, because you are risking what you can.
Hold
So
on.
the same.
Let's say this again. If you are responsible and you go slow and you trade micros and you treat your account with respect, what did you just say? It's almost, or it should be impossible to blow up these accounts, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's a choice. Now, you, like a lot
Yeah,
of these other firms, you provide a decent amount of buying power for the size of the account. You have to do that because it's a competitive environment, right?
yeah,
But let's all
but you
agree
can choose.
you can choose. Just because Julieta and Torres say that you can trade 4 minis or 3 minis or 2 minis doesn't mean you have to, right? Okay. I just
Yeah.
want to point that out. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and it's the same psychology. I use the same psychology to the company too. So I'm not afraid of competing, because I don't feel like we are really competing, because there is a space to many companies, and the purpose of Taurus is to come to the beginning where traders want to trade real markets, because this is like now everybody wants to trade simulated market, but this is not the objective of a good trader. If you're a good trader, you need to evolve and continue growing and trade in real markets and make real money, because also the prop firms are companies, and in the long term, it's good that the trader is making real money, because all the money cannot come from just people burning accounts.
Right.
Now the education is a lot better, and there is many traders that they are very good and they are making many payouts. So the company needs to have a good ground, and the money has to come from other sources, not just for evaluation accounts. So that's why I can tell you that is like in trading. I feel that it's almost impossible something to be wrong right now, because we are taking the right steps. We are having a model of a business where it's very difficult to break it, because the people that is really having many payouts, they are in real markets. They are already there. We have some of them already, and some of
Hmm.
them are waiting to start, but the money is not going out because it's from real markets. So that's the difference, I believe, that we have with other companies right now.
Right. So we'll get into that because that's exciting because I know that some of the participants that were in the contest that we just did a little
Yeah,
while ago, one or two of them have already moved to real accounts with you. And so that
yeah,
everybody, that means a real brokerage account. This has been a balance for the last 2 to 3 years. There are a number of firms that don't have any need to put people into live markets, but smaller firms have to have that infrastructure sooner rather than later because when they find profitable traders, they want to make sure that it's a benefit for the prop firm and for the trader.
yeah. For
So
the
that's
trader,
yeah for
it's
the
a lot
trader
better
because
too.
once you're live, there truly are no rules other than don't lose the amount of money you've been credited in your account. But in
Exactly.
terms of
You can
payouts and
you can request every day. You can request
correct,
money every day if you are in real markets and you have no
yeah,
consistency. And another good thing that I believe traders will love it is that you can have the same. At example, if you're when you're in a profit account, you can trade up to 5 profit accounts, and you can request from those 5 profit accounts. But when
hmm
you are in a real account, you can have up to 10 real accounts. So every time you have an account, you have to accomplish with 20 trading days, be positive in that account or break even. And
hmm
then you are able to continue with your process in evaluation and in profit accounts and get a new real account. You can get a new real account or you can increase the one you have. So you have that choice to have more, and then you can trade with a better risk management and replicate in all the real accounts and have the same as if you are in a profit account in a sim environment,
right, yeah,
in real environment. So it's gonna be the same when a trader goes to a real market. We make it like he is doing the same as he do when he's in a profit account. As example, if he used to trade,
how about
I'm
she
gonna trade.
if she
If she,
if
I'm always saying
she
she.
Aya, right. I'm going to do a shout
um,
out that so Julieta, I don't know, you haven't probably listened to a lot of my live streams and things, but I have
yeah.
over 1,000 members of my community now, and the one common thread that I see is that women and men in the military, or anyone in the military, tends to do extremely well because they don't have the same ego, or in the case of the military, they just follow instructions. They understand that
Uh-huh.
that's how you need to do things. So anyway, I'm just kidding with you, but I'm saying when she's live or when yes. Let's do a shout out to all of the women out there. It's a very small
Yeah.
part of the trading community. Let's give Taurus your business.
Yeah, you're right.
So there you go. Okay,
Well,
go ahead.
when the trader can
Okay,
go to a real market, they can
yeah,
choose to trade. And somebody, if they normally trade with two mini, I'm gonna say mini for now. It's just an
okay,
example. And then they go to live market. We are not gonna give the trader a small account, so he has to trade with micro, and he's not used to, and he has to learn again, and he has to adapt. He will not have to adapt. We want that we continue trading the same exactly way is working for him in the real market. So if he has an account and he has some payouts, but the account is still a little bit small for that size, we will increase with the money of the company to make a good account that the trader can trade as normal. He will not know that he is in real market. He will just continue doing
mm-hmm.
what he normally do,
Right.
or she.
We're back.
Or she.
There you go. I caught you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the bottom line is that there's mitigated risk from your perspective, and people should know this, in that even though you're only 1 year in, you already have the infrastructure to put people in live markets when that's
Yeah.
necessary. You've never structured it just as a sim only kind of organization. So so I mean that's a fantastic part. One other thing I wanted to get into just briefly, and not a
Mhm.
lot of people will be necessarily aware of this, but newer firms have had trouble getting merchant accounts and getting ways that people can take credit cards and all those types of things. How have you sort of solved that or balanced that? Because I know early on you too were working with that, but now you have all that in place, right? And some fail safes to make sure that those payment gateways and things are secure, right?
You mean to buy an account, to buy an evaluation
Yeah,
account? That it was
yeah, exactly, to buy an
yeah.
evaluation, because a lot
That
of the
is
time
completely
smaller
solved.
firms have to use crypto or some yeah. I
No,
just
no,
wanted to
it's
yeah,
solved. You
yeah.
can use credit card. It's not any issue with that. Everybody can buy an account if they want with a credit card. No problem.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Um, so now let's just get into a little bit of the specifics of the programs. I don't like to spend a lot of time here because most of my audience is somewhat familiar with prop programs and understands account size and
Yeah.
drawdown and rules and things.
Hmm.
But you have this plan called the freeze plan, right? Which is, or maybe
Yeah.
you could just tell us a little bit about how you've set up your plans and if there's one plan you think is better for a particular trader or not with different amounts of experience, because I know the activation fees are part of some plans but not part of other plans. So maybe just at a high
Yeah.
level, and you can tell us a little bit about
Okay.
your accounts.
Yeah, I will start from the beginning. The
Mhm.
easiest plan is the prime accounts. The prime accounts are the cheapest in our three kinds of accounts. This
Mhm.
account, one time you approve this account, you have an activation fee. This is like a classic. An account, you have trading, you can have end of day drawdown if you like. You can buy it as an add-on. Normally, it's in promotion. We had it always almost the most of the time at 50%. And you can have a very affordable account with a end of day drawdown. One time you pass the evaluation, you pay the activation fee and you go to a profit account. Then you have to make the safety net, and then you can withdraw or upon that safety net. You cannot take that money of the safety net out. Okay, this
Mhm.
is the simple plan. Then we have the freeze account. The freeze account is very popular because it has no activation fee. One time you pass the evaluation, you already go to a profit account where you don't have to pay the fee. And the good thing about this account is that you have a safety net and you can withdraw that safety net. For example, in the 50K account, you have a safety net of $3,000 and you can request half of it. Okay,
Oh,
you
you
have
can
to reach,
you can
yeah,
you can
you
you
can do
can
it.
you can request into it. Now, just really
Yes.
quickly, I like these programs and everything, but I always want to throw in my own teaching and education and things here. Is that
Okay.
uh, these prop programs are phenomenal opportunities for everybody, but the best way to truly cash flow them is to be patient, not to rush to try to get to your buffer and then eat into your buffer. It's to take the amount of time to get above that buffer and then just turn it into a cash flow where you can reliably, and this is even on the sim side, obviously in the funded side it doesn't really matter, you can go as fast as you'd like within the parameters of the amount of buying power you have. But just important to point out that even though they allow it and it's fine, try to build yourself some buffers, because once you have those buffers, you reduce the possibility of you losing that account very dramatically. So anytime
Yeah.
you withdraw into your buffer, you're closer to hitting the drawdown amount. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And a good thing about this account is that one time you request one time, at
Hmm.
example, let's say that you make your first withdrawal, and then you have to trade 8 trading days. But it's good because you have to make at least your buffer. So it's good. It's you have also to check on the consistency. So you will need to some days to do it. And one time you do your first withdrawal, the second withdrawal, you just have to trade 5 trading days, positive 150. So when you have your first withdrawal, your second can be super fast. One time you have a good freeze account with your buffer ready, you can continue withdrawing every 5 days because
Hmm.
you have already the buffer in your account. So when you withdraw, you have a minimum of 500 and a maximum of 1,500 per time per request in an account of 150K. So if you have that, you at least have to have the 50% with new money. So it's
Right.
super easy to get the second one, the first one and the second one, and the rest
Right. So
from one
let's
freeze
also
account.
talk a little bit about. I think I have this right because I remember it from when we did our contest. Uh, I think you can tell me if all of your accounts work this way or just certain accounts. But the setup that I really liked was that it's a one-time subscription unless you choose to extend it, right? And you're given the option to extend your evaluation.
Ah,
Is that true? Because that's
yeah.
that's great. Some traders are very concerned when they don't want a subscription renew and they'll go quickly so they can get it done. But I like the way you set it up, or maybe you can talk a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
about
very
that.
good
Yeah.
because the payments are not automatic. So
Right.
the
Okay.
trader decides if he wants to continue with that account or not. At example, if you are on an account, you have 30 trading days, 30 days to pass it,
Hmm.
no? So when you arrive to and very close to the date where you have to renew the account, if you're about to burn an account, you can say, okay, I will I will not renew this. I prefer to buy a new account. So
Hmm.
at that point, you just let it there. When the date comes, the only thing will happen that if you don't pay, that account will be how's it called? It will
Removed or
be
discontinued,
removed.
right? Yeah.
Exactly, will be removed. And nobody is going to charge you, and you will not have surprise with an unexpected charge of an account because it's
Hmm.
100% manual. So you have to accept to pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Also, another very good thing is that when you pass an account, at example, you have Prime accounts and you have to pay the activation fee, or you have Freeze account and you don't have to pay, but you don't want to activate the account because you have already 5 profit accounts, you can pass accounts and use as example if there is a very good promotion. You can just leave that account as a standby. Nothing will happen if you pass the account and you leave it there. It will not be cancelled. You can activate 3 months after 4 months. It hasn't. There is no a limit for that. So that's another very practical thing because if there is something good that you want to use, or you have more accounts that you need, you can leave them there for a while until
Yeah,
you need
no,
them.
I like, of course, we never blow up accounts, so it's not an issue. But no, uh, no, I don't know how you say in Spanish, but it's a baseball term. We call it the bullpen or your farm team. You have some waiting behind the scenes in
Ah,
case something
yeah,
happens, right? So,
yeah.
uh, yeah,
You have to
that's a
cover
great.
your back,
Yes, exactly. So
just
that's
in
it.
case.
So someone can have as many evaluations as they want, right
Yeah,
within reason. And then there's a limited amount of sim and then live accounts you can have, but you can always have some in the background to be promoted up. And that's it. Some firms do that, but not every firm. There's some firms that you have to activate within 3 days or the account goes away.
yeah,
So,
hmm
keep that in mind.
yeah,
Uh, so that's great. So if they're close to drawdown, they can just let it expire and they would buy a new one. But if they were like $100 away and they really want to keep it, they just pay a subscription and they have another 30 days to complete the evaluation, right?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's a really great process.
Mm.
Okay, let's shift gears just a little bit into some of the platforms and things. So currently, your primary platform, since you mentioned this is how you sort of got in the business, was a relationship with Volumetrica, the makers of Deep Charts.
Yeah,
You have a great integration where if someone doesn't want to download the thick client, they can just access it directly in the dashboard. And you're
yeah,
currently using DX feed. Now, if you're not familiar with Deep Charts, I did a contest with Taurus Arena, and I don't think anybody really knew how to use Deep Charts before. And we had maybe 100 people, I think, Julieta, in the contest, something
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
80 to 100.
yes, it was.
And the feedback was great. So I know that people don't like to use, or learn new platforms, but maybe you can comment on other things you might be looking at, or you have plans, I imagine, as you grow to potentially support other data feeds and other platforms.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have that in mind. We will continue
Yeah.
growing and do what is best for the company and for the traders. Of course, we will try to open and have more flexibility so people can choose what they want to trade. Right now, we just have Volumetrica. That is really good. I just feel that people, as you say, they don't like to change or trade new platforms. But if you try, you will like it because you have the web platform that there is it has also a replicator where you don't have to pay extra money for it. It's included also in the desktop. All the indicators are for free inside of the platform, so you have everything. And with us you have also the possibility that if you're using an indicator that is not in the list, we can actually add it because I have a close relationship with volumetric and we can fix those kind of things. If you have
Hmm.
something, and we can add it. So there is also the app where you can manage trades and also trade from your telephone. And I like very much Deep Chart just in general because there is some small details that I think they are great. For example, if you trade with micros and you want to At example, add to your position. It's possible to do that as in every platform. At example, NinjaTrader, you can add. And when you add, of course, your order is going a little bit up. But
Hmm.
when you close, it's not moving. It's with this chart, you are closing the last one, and when you close, you close the last entry.
Right.
So the if you put as example, you have a trade open and you have add and you have put your trade break even and you want to already start closing some contracts because you want to take some, you want to pay yourself because you have an open trade and you want to, now the market is running up and you want to continue with that trend. So in this chart, when you close, you close just the last entry you have, and your trade is going to continue being break even. And that has not that doesn't happen with NinjaTrader. As example, when you close,
Correct.
your break even can actually, you can be in drawdown. You know that's
Well, yeah,
I really like
there
the
are
platform.
settings. There's settings to fix that, but you're right. That's not the native behavior. So what Juliet is describing is a really nice last in, first out. It makes it a lot easier to see
Yeah, it's
how your
easier.
positions are. Yes, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, it depends also if you are that kind of trader that like to add to your position, enter, and then if you see, okay, it's going my way, so I will add a little bit more, and I will
mhm.
put myself break even. So if everything goes bad here, I'm gonna be break even. Nothing bad is gonna happen. I have paid myself before closing. So I think Volumetrica Deep Chart has very good points. And right now we are working with that. There is no issues. There is no issues
Yeah.
with the replicated. There is nothing, zero. We are very happy about that. So at the moment is that, but we will be growing, yes, with platforms. We will be adding with the time,
Hmm. Yeah.
So
But
for
so
now,
right, and you've mentioned replicator. It's the same as a copier. So it has a built-in
yeah,
copier both on the web and the desktop, so you can use that.
yeah.
Um, Julieta, do you allow people to use platformless copiers where they might be logging into multiple DX feeds and then send signals to your platform, or is that not allowed?
You've been replicating with companies outside of the with
Correct. Yeah,
accounts
outside of
outside from
Taurus.
Saudis. You can
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You can do it if you know how to do it. If you can do it, you can use
Right.
that.
There are a number of what we call like third party or platform lists where you can log into multiple
And
connections and then you can see. So you do allow that,
yeah,
right? So good.
yeah.
Okay.
The account has to be yours.
Right.
That's the
Yeah,
only
right.
requirement.
Yes. Yeah. That's
But
it always has to be yours. Don't
yeah,
connect to bots. Please don't buy this stuff where someone says they'll pass your
yeah.
program for you. Please don't trade in
Well,
two different directions and then think, okay, now I have a
no,
funded
not
account, but the
edgy.
way you got it was because you traded in two different directions. Don't do that.
But there is another good point here that I just remember is that
Mhm.
in evaluation and also in funded accounts, you are allowed to trade in group. You don't need to trade alone. Actually, when you are in an
Mm.
evaluation, another person can trade that account for you if you want. In evaluation account, of course, when you are in a profit account, you have to trade your account. You have to trade yourself. You cannot copy exactly another person
Mhm.
at example, but is allowed to trade in groups or to trade in community. Or you, example, if you do a competition and you want to share your screen and trade together, try to pass those accounts because those are real evaluations when you are in a
Mhm.
competition. You can do that. But when you are in a profit account, you need to be careful to don't copy exactly. It cannot be that 100 persons enter in the same price and get out in the same price. It has to be, you have to do it yourself. But you can have a guide in the evaluation account for us, it doesn't matter because I don't believe that you can get something from an evaluation. I love to see a good behavior in a profit account because it's where people get more, where you can get more nervous. So you can, the behavior, I think, to analyze at example, if I want to check someone that I believe that could be a person that could go to a real account, I will always check the profit account. I will not look on the evaluation.
Mhm.
That is something is outside. So at that point, you can trade together. You can trade with friends. You can do that.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, let's do that within reason, everybody. It doesn't help if you're following along with some sort of signal service or guru or what have you.
Yeah.
In my trade room, as you know, um, I share my screens, but I always emphasize that it's not about the positions that I'm in. It's about understanding the theory and logic behind the frameworks that we're using. So there are no shortcuts in trading. All right. So don't use these
No.
prop programs if your intent is to not develop a skill and learn how to do this on your own. But it's a nice feature that you allow in the evaluation. You're a lot more
It's to
flexible.
learn. It's with
Yeah,
it's with
yeah,
the vision that to help traders to learn, not to copy and copy forever. It's just to learn and have a guide. You can do that in the evaluation phase and also in the profit account, of course, but without copying. That's
yeah,
the difference. Hmm.
yeah. So a couple times we've mentioned this contest that we did together,
Yeah,
which I thought went great. We did it with my community Traders Dev Group. You can find out more
yeah,
about Traders Dev Group in the description down below. If you're just here on the Futures Fanatic channel, that's my primary education arm. So we did this competition. I was really liked the way, again, people got very familiar with deep charts and were able to use it very easily. We had a good amount of success where Taurus, provided some cash compensation and credit. I added a little bit more because we had a number of traders that really managed risk pretty well. Maybe you could
yeah.
tell us just in general about your competitions and contests, how you've set them
Okay.
up. I know that you were giving away almost $5,000, so maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Okay. We have two types. We open daily competitions. Everybody can join. You just have to have a new account, and with a new account, you can trade. And the good thing is that if you are in a competition and you have a new account, the progress you make in your account, it counts to the competition and also to the account. They are not separate. It's the same thing. So you can win prizes daily as accounts, free accounts, or coins. This is something new also. The Taurus coins is that we are giving, if you participate to the competitions, you are having some coins, or if you win, you can always have. And this is something that you can use as a discount when you are going to buy a new account. As example, you use the affiliate code, and also you can add as a discount the coins you have available. So this is about the daily. And about the $5,000 is that the person that wins more daily competitions will win the $5,000 because it's our anniversary and we are giving $5,000 to
Mm.
someone.
Let
So
me
a
see if
gift.
I can go over to this. If I can go over to this screen right here.
Hmm.
Well, it's showing me. I wanted it to show you. So there we go. It shows
Ah,
both of us. So this is
okay.
your anniversary right here,
Uh-huh.
and here's the $5,000 competition. So what that means then is that when you say on a daily basis, so I buy a new account and it's a regular account, and I have rules to qualify for that account, and then you keep track of the profit that I make in that account on a daily basis if I've entered myself into the competition for that day.
Yes, there
Okay.
is a ranking where you can see in which place you are in the competition. And then if you win the account. You can have, you can actually have a free account. For example, you win one account today, and
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow with that account, that is a new account, you enter a new competition, you can actually win another one and you can play with that. If you
Mm-hmm.
are that kind of person that want to pass, as example, you don't have a limit of time to pass in an evaluation account, so you can actually, if you say, okay, today is the market is going up, I'm gonna be there until I pass the evaluation. You can do it, and almost or you will win the account, the
Mm-hmm.
because you will be the first one. It's just an idea, just an example, just for you
Yeah.
to understand how it works.
So there's
Yeah,
no there is there any consistency in the evaluations, or there isn't?
no,
So no
no,
consistency, and you can pass them in one day.
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Because as I told you, in the evaluation, there is not something I can. The purpose of Taurus is to have good traders, real traders that we can pass to real markets. So I'm very happy when someone goes to a profit account because there starts the journey where I can check on them and see, okay, this is a good trader, this has a good risk management, this could be someone, and to that person we will be checking on that, but it's only a beginning from the profit account, not the evaluation. So for me, the evaluation, if you want to pass it in one day, for me that's fine. I just want
Mhm.
you to behave in a profit account.
Okay. So I was going to
Mhm.
ask a follow-up question, which is that have you learned, given that someone can win prizes or credits or coins to buy more evaluations or do other things, uh, how are you seeing people behave when they're in the contest? Do they just go for it, or are people trading any differently in these contests? I imagine
Yeah,
it's mostly quite a bit of aggressive trading to try to win the contest and
in
bank
that
some money, right?
content, in
Yeah.
the daily contest, is
Yeah.
like that. People
Okay.
try to win, of course, and also it's not that for me, it's not that important, that
Right.
part.
Yeah.
But when you have a private competition like the one we have together, that is
Hmm.
different because people behaves. And that kind of competition for me is very great because I can also find, as example, a trader like you, Rod. I know that behind you there is many traders that knows how to trade, that has a good risk management. So when there is a competition with a trader like you, for me, it's very positive because there I can find people. And we did find one of the persons that was involved with all this is one of the traders that is going live now. So,
Hmm.
of course, people, when they know they are watched, when they know their rules, when they are together because they have a guide, you were in that competition, checking on them, they are more careful, of course. That's why when people goes to real markets, we also have someone that is gonna be the risk manager of that person, that is gonna be keeping that mindset in the correct
Right.
direction to they can continue growing slowly without wanting to have being millionaire tomorrow. This is gonna be a process, and if you do go slowly, I don't mean slowly, I don't mean that this means don't not winning enough, I mean that if you go with the correct risk management that corresponds to your account, you will get very far with that, you know and that is the purpose. That's what I'm trying to find,
Yeah.
people like that.
Me too. It's we talk about it. It's
Hmm.
uh you have to kiss a lot of toads to find the prince. To get a little bit of you're out there
Don't
just
tell me
we're
that.
kissing every day in life and too. There's a lot of that in life, not just in trading.
Applies to
It's
everything.
yeah, we lots of toads, and then eventually we might find a prince or a princess, right? Whatever, or whatever you want to find.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're not looking for an actual toad. No, so that I we had a great experience, and I think as I edit this video down, I might show some of the screenshots of how our competition went. But I know that you're also looking for. We just discussed. You said that traders can form little communities or help each other or whatever. So
Yes.
maybe if anyone's watching this and wants to reach out to you about having a little private competition of some
Yeah,
kind,
of
you
course.
could do something like that,
Yeah,
right?
I will be
Yeah.
really happy about it. I
Yeah.
love to do this kind of things. It
Hmm.
always comes something good. Every time I meet someone, every time there is a new person coming, I think it's wonderful because I meet a lot of other people that is behind that person, and
Yeah.
a lot of new traders, a lot of good ideas, or people. There is to listen other people just to be aware what people is needing, what traders want, what
Yeah.
is needed in general. So I'm very open to that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I don't want to make this too regional or whatever, but if you're in Argentina or Brazil or Uruguay or Central America or whatever, reach out to Julieta and start some sort of South American, Central American big trading thing going on. And you found out about it on the Futures Fanatic channel. I think that'd be great. Obviously, it doesn't have to. You can be anywhere in the world, but
Yeah.
that's great. Um, so we already talked a little bit about as you grow or as things develop, other platforms or things. Do you do you have any other things on the roadmap that you're working on in terms of technology or anything that you wanted to share? Because again, the contests I thought were set up really great. They have a leaderboard. I know you worked
Yeah.
with Volumetric on that. Any other little things that you wanted to tease or hint that you're working on?
Not especially. I can
Uh-huh.
tell you that we are always working on having new things, new ideas. I'm always thinking about what can be good for trader. I see what is going on at example in other companies, and I see, okay, how can I prevent this to happen, or one thing that now I'm remembering is how it's something new that we did is that we have from the beginning. This is not new. This is not from yesterday. Everything we have, all our rules are from the beginning. It's not gonna be changes. We're gonna be if it's gonna be a change, it's gonna be to improve to the trader, not
Mm-hmm.
a new rule that will avoid paying some traders or not that. But from the beginning, another very good thing that I love is that we have automatic detection of infractions of rules. When you break a rule, there is automatic detection of those rules, and we don't um, deactivate accounts because of that. When the system detects a rule, if
Mm-hmm.
it's an example, edging is not allowed. But if you do it, you will not burn your account, and you will not get disqualified to your payout because you did a mistake, or maybe you did it on purpose. No, I don't know. But if you edge
Mm-hmm.
that is not allowed, that trade will be disqualified, and you will get like a symbol where you will see that if that trade was a profit, you
Mm-hmm.
that profit will not count. And if it was a loss, the loss will be applied, but your account will continue normally. So from the beginning, we have this, and this prevents that many people, because you can do it by mistake, that many people happen to make a mistake with this, will not
Yeah.
lose their account or the payout
Okay.
or the progress. So people will continue. And also
So
when
that's what you mean. I'm on the screen right here where it says fair hedging. So you'll notify people in real time or near the end of the session or at the end of the session if they
no,
violated a
you
particular
will
rule.
not get, you will get a symbol, when you have the trade list.
Mm-hmm.
You will see all the lines with the trades. You will see that that trade has a like a alert symbol.
Okay.
So that means that it will not count. If it's a negative, it will count. If it's positive, it will just not apply to the final P&L of the day. So we will not notify you. It's just gonna be there. Nothing is gonna happen. You don't have to be afraid of
Oh,
something like
okay.
that. It's
Okay.
nothing. Nothing will happen.
Done. It's done. It's done automatically then. So
Yes,
for
yes.
point of clarification, though, this has become kind of infuriating to me. So I hope we get the right answer here. For the
Okay.
purposes of hedging, is hedging only the same instrument? So MNQ long, MNQ short in two different accounts that are owned by the same person, obviously, which would be a trader, or does it also include what you would call correlated accounts or something like that, Dow Jones and ES, or is it only if it's the same symbol?
No, it's also between, as example, ES and NQ. Yes, and NQ it is. About the rest, I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
That I don't remember.
I'd like
If
you
there is
to eventually look into that because
okay, I
that's a
can check on that.
evaluation rule that would not apply to a real account. So in a real account, there's no such thing as correlated instruments. In fact, the CME encourages that you might have a hedge
I
on.
understand now what you say. Okay, yeah,
That's all I'm saying. So obviously, the same instrument or four micro Nasdaq and then one full Nasdaq long and short, that is truly hedging, and you can't. Well, you actually can do you can do micro mini hedging in live accounts. It's allowed, but all these prop firms have this sort of thing where they say ESNQ because it's a correlated instrument. If that's
yeah.
how it works now, that's fine. But your system will simply just cross that trade out. But
Yeah,
I'm just
nothing will
here.
happen. But I would I right now I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Okay.
But I will check on that, and I will let you know. Just because
Yeah.
I'm also curious now because I don't remember what
Okay.
how it is in that part. But yeah, anyway, if it
Hmm.
does work like that or not,
Yeah.
nothing too bad will happen. You
It
know.
doesn't matter. It just crosses it out,
Yeah,
and you don't
yeah.
have to be concerned about it.
You
Okay.
just close one, and then
Yeah.
you can continue with your profit, or nothing
Right.
bad will happen. The account will be fine.
So going back to this screen right here for a moment, since we covered your anniversary, that's what you're talking about. Fair hedging, meaning that you alert people, or you don't alert, but it just simply crosses the trade out. It's not a concern.
Uh-huh.
You're allowing gold, so you haven't removed gold or crude. People can trade those markets still.
Yes, they can. Yeah, no
Okay,
problem. Hmm.
that's great. That's great. Do you know if you support interest rate products, bonds like treasuries?
Sorry, again, I couldn't understand.
Treasuries like a bond, like the ZN or the ZB, like treasuries, like bond products,
Yeah,
interest rate
yes,
products.
there is many instruments,
Hmm.
I don't remember each one of them, but
Okay.
if you go to the FIQ in our website, there is a
Hmm.
list of the full instrument. There is instruments from Comex, Nymex, I can't remember now the
Yeah,
names,
this
but
CBOT, Comex, NYMEX, yeah, and the CME bundle group. Okay.
yeah, the
Well,
CME bundle, all of them, there is many instruments that you can trade. There is a full list. You can check on that on the FIQ of the website.
okay.
Everything is there.
That's great. Have you ever
Yeah.
had to remove buying power or remove an instrument because of volatility, or that hasn't happened yet? Have you ever had to discontinue or
No,
not allow trading in something for a little bit? That's good.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also, if remember that it's always simulated market until you go to real market. So
Right.
it's simulated market. Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, you're still small. Trust me. There's a lot of other firms that have found that in simulated markets, or what you're calling your profit account, that's still your sim funded account, right? That's where it's still sim, but there's real money on the line. So
There is real money,
ideally,
but
we won't.
there is limit. There is limit. There is consistency.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not afraid of that because there is many ways to prevent that something bad happens. But for the company I'm talking about,
Yeah.
there
Hmm.
is an example for request. We have an example in a 50K account. You can have, of course, a limit. You have a limit of $3,000 per account per month, and you can request 4, 5 accounts at the same time. So maximum, I know whatever happens, I know that it's gonna be 50K, 15K
15.
per trader per month. It could happen.
Yes. ¿Cómo
15,
se dice 15,000? 15,000.
15, 15,000 dólares.
$15,000. Oh, okay. That
Sí.
sounds like a lot more than 15,000. I like that.
No, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yes.
there is some limits that this is all calculated.
Hmm.
So
What are you using for your payout processing? Are you using Rise or using something? You have Rise, right?
we
Yeah.
have Rise, we have
Mhm.
Pioneer, and we have Crypto.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that's taking payout in crypto? Are some people doing that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Hmm.
There is many countries, in Spain,
Hmm.
also in South America. South America is also it's not that easy to get the money from outside of the country.
Right.
So
Yeah.
many people choose, for example, Argentina, choose crypto.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Every time I go to Argentina, I'm like, okay, where do we go exchange the black market dollars or the blue market? We go behind McDonald's and we get a better exchange rate. Yeah. I was there and I was joking. I said, I got to buy an alpaca. So I need a good exchange
an
rate. The
alpaca.
guy thought I was serious. I was like, I might buy an alpaca. Have you
Yeah,
been
why
to
not?
Mendoza? Have you been to
No,
Mendoza? Oh,
no,
you got to go. Beautiful. Really beautiful.
really.
Great wine country area. Yeah. So, um, well, Julieta, I really enjoyed the
Yeah,
conversation. I think I
yeah,
always
me
like
too.
to sort of end with this, which is your opportunity. We've already covered this, but if there was one last pitch you wanted to give to somebody who might be on the fence or who has or already has proper relationships or maybe has never tried this out, what would you tell them?
I will tell them to keep an open mind, to give it
Hmm.
a chance to Taurus because we have many good things. I know we are a new firm, but that doesn't mean that we are a steady company right now. It's 1 year old. I would love people, first of all, that they read our FAQ and they know what we're talking about. They know our rules and they just try. If they try, they will have a very good experience. Everything is going very good, and we are having in mind to have a very long relationship. We want to have good traders that they can get many payouts in real markets and just that, to trade with a good risk management, to follow rules, because that is very good. Also, if in real markets you don't have so many rules, it's good that you have it to yourself because it's a good way to keep going, to grow, and have accounts for a very long time and have a very successful career. That's it.
I love it. Well, one thing
Thank
that I ask, and I didn't tell you before we started our talk, is that I'm going to suggest that people leave some comments and ask questions about this
you.
interview,
Okay.
and
Yes.
then we also can maybe pick some winners from people that that leave some comments. But I would love if after when we publish this, that you personally go into the comments maybe and respond and interact. So
Yeah, of course. I will
that's
do
a
it. I
yeah,
will
that would
glad
be
to do that.
yeah. So I don't want to give out your personal email or anything, but you can interact,
Yeah.
because that's why we do these conversations. This is the person behind the company, and hopefully you get a much better vibe than a number of other people that you might have seen that have started these companies in the past. So,
Well,
so
thank you
Julieta,
very
thank you
much.
so much for your
Yeah.
time today. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Me too. Thank you very much. Bye to
Okay.
everybody. And thank you for watching. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Ciao. Adios.
Ciao.